Japan's Navy has always claimed a purely defensive stance. In 2022, a new class of warship was launched without fanfare, the Mogami-Class frigate. With sloped hulls, integrated masts, and crews half the size of their predecessors, these ships signal a transformation hidden in plain sight. Why is Japan modernizing its fleet this way, and what does it mean for the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific? The answer begins with the silent rise of a stealth navy. In the shipyards of Nagasaki and Tamano, a new fleet is taking shape. The Mogami-Class frigate program, launched in 2022, stands as the largest surface combatant build for Japan since the end of World War II. 22 hulls are planned, each constructed by two of the country's most established industrial players, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Mitsui E&S. Their partnership is not a matter of convenience, but a strategic division of labor designed to deliver ships on a tight schedule. The final vessel is slated for launch by the end of 2025, with deliveries stretching through 2028. The numbers alone reveal a quiet ambition. Each Mogami-Class frigate displaces 3,900 tons at standard load, swelling to 5,500 tons when fully equipped for operations. At 130 meters in length, these ships are not outsized by regional standards, but their scale is significant for a fleet that has long favored smaller, specialized vessels. The decision to commission 22 units signals a deliberate modernization effort, one that prioritizes broad coverage and rapid replacement of aging ships from the 1980s. This expansion is not a response to a single event or crisis. Instead, it reflects years of planning under Japan's National Defense Program guidelines, which call for a navy capable of sustained presence across the Indo-Pacific. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, with a legacy in naval construction dating back to the imperial era, leads the program from its Nagasaki yard. Mitsui E&S, operating at Tamano, matches pace, ensuring that production bottlenecks do not slow the rollout. Both shipbuilders have adapted their facilities to accommodate the Mogami-Class modular construction approach, enabling parallel assembly of hull sections and integrated systems. The scale of the Mogami-Class program is measured not just in steel and tonnage, but in the speed and method of its delivery. By distributing production across 2 yards, Japan reduces vulnerability to disruptions and maintains steady progress toward its goal of 22 ships. This approach also supports the domestic shipbuilding workforce, preserving technical expertise that is increasingly rare in advanced economies. The result is a fleet that arrives quietly, ship by ship, until the numbers themselves alter the balance of maritime power. With the physical reality of the class established, attention turns to the design itself, how these frigates depart from tradition, and what their features reveal about Japan's evolving approach to naval warfare. Stealth, in the context of the Mogami-Class, is not a matter of exotic coatings or classified materials. Instead, it begins with the way each hull is shaped and every surface is angled. The design teams, drawing on lessons from Japan's own ATDX Shinshin stealth fighter program, have applied faceting techniques more commonly seen in advanced aircraft than in naval construction. The hull and superstructure are sloped and enclosed, presenting as few right angles as possible. This geometry scatters incoming radar waves, rather than reflecting them directly back to their source, making detection by enemy sensors far more difficult. Unlike the tall, angular superstructures of earlier Japanese maritime self-defense force ships, the Mogami-Class replaces protruding masts and exposed antennas with a single, integrated mast. This OPY-2 integrated mast houses the ship's primary radar, electro-optical sensors, and electronic warfare suite, all concealed within smooth composite panels. By reducing the number of exposed elements, the design eliminates radar hotspots and further minimizes the ship's overall radar cross-section. While the Ministry of Defense has not released any quantitative figures for radar detectability, the qualitative leap is clear when compared to the open latticework and bristling arrays of designs of the 1980s. The hull itself is constructed from steel, not from lightweight composites, but the shaping does much of the work. Sloped sides, an enclosed bow, and flush-mounted equipment all contribute to a lower profile on radar screens. Even the exhaust system avoids a traditional funnel, instead venting through multiple carefully placed outlets that disperse heat and reduce the ship's infrared signature. These choices are less about making the ship invisible and more about buying critical seconds, time in which a missile seeker might miss its mark, or an enemy radar operator might overlook a contact on a crowded display. No open-source data confirms the exact reduction in radar cross-section, and such numbers remain tightly held within defense circles. What is visible, however, is a philosophy of concealment that extends to every external feature. The Mogami-Class is designed to survive in an era of precision-guided threats, not by outgunning adversaries, but by slipping through contested waters with as small a signature as possible. The result is a surface combatant that blends the logic of modern air combat with the demands of maritime survival, setting a new standard for what a stealth frigate can be in the Indo-Pacific. Inside each Mogami-class frigate, the traditional rhythms of naval life are quietly being rewritten. Where older Japanese destroyers required crews of nearly 200, the Mogami operates with just 90 personnel. This reduction is not the result of cutting corners, but a deliberate response to two pressures: demographic realities and the rising costs of skilled labor. Japan's population is aging, and the pool of available sailors continues to shrink. Automation becomes a necessity, not a luxury. The heart of this transformation lies in the ship's integrated combat information center. Instead of separate stations scattered throughout the vessel, critical functions such as navigation, propulsion, weapons control, and threat assessment are brought together in a single, circular operations room. Here, operators face a panoramic display that wraps around the room, fed by a network of 360-degree cameras and sensor inputs. The effect is a unified, real-time view of the ship's environment, allowing a small team to monitor and manage threats without leaving their posts. Integrated systems and shared displays permit rapid decision-making. Routine watch standing, once a labor-intensive process involving dozens of sailors on deck and below, is now handled by a handful of operators. Machinery spaces are monitored remotely, and damage control systems can be activated by touchscreen. The bridge, engine rooms, and even the flight deck communicate seamlessly through software, reducing the need for runners and manual reporting. Each crew member must adapt to broader roles, but the payoff is clear. Fewer people are needed to do more, and the ship remains ready for complex missions with a fraction of the manpower. In this way, the Mogami-class is not just a stealth ship. It is a vessel shaped by the realities of modern Japan, engineered for efficiency as much as for survival. Anti-submarine warfare, surface combat, and mine countermeasures form the operational triad of the Mogami-class. Each ship is equipped to hunt submarines with a variable depth sonar and a towed array, deploy a helicopter for extended reach, and launch torpedoes or anti-ship missiles against surface threats. A stern ramp, a feature rare among frigates of this size, allows rapid deployment and recovery of unmanned underwater and surface vehicles. This modularity extends the ship's reach into dangerous waters, clearing mines or scouting ahead without risking crew. Networked through the Mark 41 vertical launch system, the Mogami integrates with United States and Allied navies. Early ships carry 16 VLS cells, but the upgraded variant, set for launch in 2025, will double that number to 32. This expanded capacity enables layered air defense and more robust responses to saturation missile attacks, a critical consideration as the Indo-Pacific sees an increase in both the number and sophistication of regional missile arsenals. Compared to its peers, the Mogami stands apart, not in sheer size or raw firepower, but in the balance it strikes. The United States Constellation-class frigate displaces nearly 7,400 tons and requires a crew of 200. China's new Type 054B frigate is larger still, carrying a similar VLS load, but with a complement closer to 150. European FREM frigates, often cited as benchmarks for stealth, match the Mogami's automation, but in a heavier package. The Japanese approach favors agility and distributed presence over brute strength, threading the needle between deterrence and escalation. As these ships enter service, the calculus of regional power becomes less predictable, forcing neighbors and allies alike to reconsider long-held assumptions about maritime balance. Japan's Mogami-class frigates now patrol some of the world's most contested waters, quietly rewriting the rules of maritime presence. As automation and stealth become the new standard, every ship launched shapes the Indo-Pacific balance. In this era, power often sails under the radar. What do you think?